Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us for our live coverage here on CIG television, we're watching the arrival of Governor Designate Mrs. Jane Owen to the Cayman Islands. She just arrived on Cayman Airways Flight 122 from Miami, Florida. She has disembarked the aircraft and is now being greeted by the Honorable Premier, Mr. Wayne Panton, and Acting Governor of the Cayman Islands, Mr. France Manderson. She's also being presented with a bouquet of flowers by one of our local Girl Scouts. You see her there with Commissioner of Police, Mr. Derek Byrne. Immediately behind him is Aide-de-camp Yearwood. Again, you're watching the arrival of Governor Designate Mrs. Jane Owen to the Cayman Islands. She will now receive a general salute from the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service. The Governor Designate is now joined by the Honorable Premier and the Acting Governor of the Cayman Islands. She will now go to the receiving line where she will be greeted by ministers, members of cabinet, parliamentary secretaries, opposition members, Speaker of Parliament, Financial Secretary, the Cabinet Secretary, the Chief Justice, and the CEO of the CIAA. We have Chief Justice Margaret Ramsey Hale there, followed by Speaker of Parliament, Mrs. Catherine Ebanks-Wilkes, and she's followed by Mrs. Gloria McFeel-Nixon, who is the Acting Deputy Governor of the Cayman Islands. We have our Deputy Premier, the Honorable Juliana O'Connor Connolly. Is now greeting Minister Kenneth Bryan. Next to Minister Bryan, we have Minister Andre Ebanks. Minister Sabrina Turner is now being greeted by Governor Designate. Next to her is Minister J. Ebanks. She's now greeting Minister Dwayne Seymour. And she's now greeting Attorney General, Mr. Sam Bulgin. Next are parliamentary secretaries, Ms. Heather Bodden and Mr. Isaac Rankin. We're now watching CIG TV's live coverage of the arrival of Governor Designate Mrs. Jane Owen to the Cayman Islands. She's now greeting members of Parliament. She's now being introduced to Leader of the Opposition, the Honorable Owen McTaggart. She's now being introduced to members of the opposition, Mr. Joseph Hugh, Governor Designate was just introduced to Sir Alden McLaughlin from the opposition. Next, we have Ms. Barbara Connolly. Also on the opposition bench, Mr. David White. If you're just joining us, we're watching the arrival of Governor Designate Mrs. Jane Owen at Owen Roberts International Airport. She's now being greeted by Cabinet Secretary Mr. Samuel Rose. Next, we have the CEO of the Cayman Islands Airports Authority, Mr. Albert Anderson, followed by staff of the governor's office who will be working closely with the governor designate. If you are just joining us, again, we are live at Owen Roberts International Airport, where Governor designate Mrs. Jane Owen has arrived to the Cayman Islands just a short while ago. She was on board Cayman Airways Flight 122 out of Miami, Florida. She was greeted by Premier, welcomed by our Premier, as well as Acting Governor, Mr. Franz Manderson, presented with a bouquet of flowers, and then given a general salute by the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service. She has, in the last few minutes, just been meeting members of Parliament, members of Cabinet, and now she's has been introduced to members of staff of the governor's office. We now see Police Commissioner Mr. Derek Byrne and Aide-de-camp Yearwood. The governor designate will now be taken to the government house on 7 Mile Beach. She will leave in the official governor's vehicle as she makes her way to what will be her new home for the next 3 years. Later today, she will be sworn in as the 15th governor of the Cayman Islands. Of course, we invite you to join us for our live coverage from here at the Government Administration Building, beginning at 1:40. This has been CIG Television's live coverage of the arrival of Governor Designate Jane Owens to the Cayman Islands. I'm Donna Bush. I wish each and every one of you a pleasant day.